Joining me now is Senator Ben Cardin, Democrat from Maryland, and a member of the Senate Budget Committee. Senator, what do you make of this outrageous plan? We're right before the holidays. They are actually talking about laying off 200,000 people and freezing federal pay. This is as bizarre as it gets.
Al, you're absolutely right. This is all about trying to help middle-income families so they don't see an effective reduction in their paychecks. We need to make sure we extend the payroll deductions. What the Republicans are trying to protect are those who make over $1 million. This is taxable income over $1 million. The first $1 million of taxable income, there's no additional taxes. What we're trying to say is let's pay for it in a fair way. Those who have done the best the last couple of years are the wealthiest. They can at least help contribute. Instead, the Republicans are saying, let's take it out on our federal workforce. They've already had a 2-year pay freeze. They say, let's have more pay freezes. Let's ask them to do more with less. Again, they're hitting the middle-income families. It's time that everybody contribute to helping our economy grow. And I tell you, you summed it up right. It's on whose side are you on? On your side of the working families, middle income, or are you trying to protect the wealthiest in America?
Now, let me make this real plain, because I don't think a lot of people in the media are really saying to the American people what's happening here. The Republicans are saying, Senator, we have to pay for this payroll tax cut. Yet, how did we pay for the Bush tax cut? When there's a tax cut that's going to help the middle class, it has to be paid for. When did we have to pay for the Bush tax cut before it went in?
Well, you're absolutely right. Of course, the Democrats are the ones who balanced the budget last when we did it under President Clinton. But we do believe we should pay for these expenses. We think it's right. But we think those who are the best off should be paying first. And that's why our plan does pay for it. But you're absolutely right. The Republicans have a short memory. It's okay for them to extend their tax cuts for the wealthiest without paying for it. But when it comes to middle-income families, there always seems to be an excuse.
Now, politics, they say, starts at home. Let's go to Maryland. Let's show what this will mean right in your home state. Republicans are protecting about $10,000 of his state's millionaires, 10,000 of your state's millionaires, with a potential expense of 3.2 million workers. That's what we're looking at here. So we're talking about taxing maybe 9,997 millionaires as opposed to 3.2 million workers. That's just in your home state of Maryland.
The math here is quite one-sided. Also, it's a matter of getting our economy back on track. We have to expand our middle class, make it easier for people to have confidence, to have some money that they can spend during the holidays. And if you take money out of the paychecks of middle-income families, what you're doing is you're hurting our economy. Again, we're not going to affect the first $1 million of taxable income. This is only taxable income over $1 million. And quite frankly, that's going to have no impact at all on economic growth. It's going to help our economy grow.
So when this came out this morning that the Republicans were agreeing to this payroll tax cut, and it was the spin that was put on it by some of the Republicans and some of the media bought it, that McConnell was caving. But then we see McConnell's office announce this: yeah, we're caving, all right. We're going to cave the roof on the head of the middle class, freeze federal civilian salaries, cut 200,000 government jobs. This is outrageous.
Well, with the strategy, I think, of Senator McConnell is to make sure nothing passes. They're trying to give cover to their members so that when nothing happens, they can say, oh, gee, we had a plan. The truth is they know their plan can't pass, and they're trying to make sure that we don't get anything done. That's not in the best interest of America. It's the time we put partisan differences aside and help middle-income families to make sure that they don't see a reduction in their paychecks. That's what's at stake here. The plan that we brought forward is a fair plan. We're hoping that some Republicans can join us and we get this done.
Now, I want to be clear. This cut of 200,000 jobs comes right from Senator McConnell's office press release. I'm not surmising this. This comes right out of the Simpson-Bowles plan. This is cutting 200,000 government jobs. This clearly says to us, what you're saying, I think, concurs with that, that one, he doesn't want to pass anything. Two, they have no shame about hurting the middle class, laying off government workers 3 weeks before Christmas. Protect the rich at all costs.
Well, I tell you, Al, I wish some of my Republican colleagues could have been with me when I visited federal workers during the last month. You know, I went to our major federal facilities in Maryland and saw workers who are being asked to do a lot more with less money. These are people who are protecting our food safety at the FDA, people who are protecting technology growth at NIST. This is helping us create jobs. What they're doing, they're being asked to do more with less, and it's affecting the ability of them to get their jobs done. People at the Social Security Administration, making sure people get their checks. They're being asked to do more with less. People at the CMS, every agency. These are middle-income families, and they're being asked to say, we're going to cut $200,000. That's going to hurt our economy. It's going to hurt middle-income families. It's the wrong thing to do any time, but absolutely now when our economy is vulnerable, this is the wrong medication.
Senator, thank you so much for being on tonight. I may need you. I may need a Senate pass. I'm thinking of coming visit the Senate and painting some blueberries on the doors of some of the Republicans that are voting for this. My blueberry pie seems appropriate to really show what they're trying to do here. Thank you, Senator Ben.
Al, look forward to seeing you on Capitol Hill.
All right. Coming up.